the interest of Rihanna and Angie McGuire. We're here today on a review hearing. We're conducting this through Zoom. We're live streaming, and Ms. Taylor's making our record. We'll go ahead and take announcements.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. Good morning, Council. Gene Graff, Jaleesa Bird on behalf of St. Francis, present and ready to proceed.
Brooks Barfield, representing Mom Krista McGuire, present, ready.
Your Honor, I'm Tate Eldridge. I represent the father, Jacob McGuire. I'm present, ready.
Your Honor, Stacy Zavala on behalf of all 4 kids. This case also includes Jacob and Job.
I failed to announce their names. My apologies. I just stopped too short. Okay. Let's see. Ms. Bird, if you'll unmute and raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give today will be the truth?
I do.
Okay. If you'll give us an update, then we'll see who's got questions.
Yes, Jacob and Job are placed together. They're doing really well in placement. They're continuing biweekly virtual visits as well as in-person visits with their mother. They are doing well in school, working the program, doing really well with eating and sleeping, and I'm just ready to kind of be home. Angie is in a placement in the Houston area. We are hoping to get her closer in region. She has had some up and down behaviors. I believe this is the most stable we have seen Angie. She did go to the psychiatric hospital over the weekend. She was released yesterday evening. She reported that she was joking and didn't mean to make a certain gesture of why a crisis team met with her. But overall, I was able to see her in person and she was doing really well. And like I said, the most stable we have seen Angie. She's able to attend weekly virtual visits with her mother. We would like to get her in region so those visits can be in person. So we did send a referral hoping we can get her back in region. Rhiannon is doing well. She is in a placement at a region as well. Her placement is closer to where her in-person visits with her mother are, so she is able to attend biweekly virtual visits as well as in-person virtual visits or in-person visits. I apologize. So the visits are going well. We have recently had some issues with getting Mom transported to Lubbock from Amarillo. Mom has been able to attend her visits and get transportation, but recently that has changed with her family. Overall, the visits have gone well. The children are more open to reunifying with Mom, and so that relationship has somewhat gone a lot better than previously. So we're just continuing to nourish that relationship. Mom's completed most of her services. She is continuing individual therapy. And then in the case the father, Jacob McGuire, we have not had contact. I have gone to his home monthly and have not been able to have contact with Mr. McGuire.
And he declined to work services early in the case, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you've not heard any change of heart about that from him?
Correct.
He's not asked to see the children?
Not since last March, so it's been over a year.
Okay. All right then, Mr. Barfield, any questions?
Just briefly, Your Honor, in regards to my client, how's she doing in her services?
She's doing well. I still need a few certificates from her, but overall she's doing well. Communicating with me and meeting with me monthly.
Great. What certificates does she need to get to you?
So she did do a referral for Texas Panhandle Center. So I just needed just that she did attend. And then as well, she stated she completed a psychological. I've reached out to Texas Panhandle Centers, but I was told that I was not able to receive records due to not having the the right forms signed. So I did ask Ms. McGuire to get those forms, and she stated she would.
Okay, good.
Yes, ma'am. I did complete that and I did get the psychological done. I just never had the right to go up there, but it's been done a few months ago.
Correct, yes.
Okay. Now, so right now the plan is, the goal moving forward is family reunification. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, but she still has some services to work. Is that accurate?
That is accurate.
Okay.
I only have
Krista, would you
one
let
more.
Krista, stop
Yes,
interrupting.
sorry.
I will get to ask you questions if I need to, okay?
Okay,
You'll
I'll
get,
put myself on mute.
thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's just, okay, thank you. It's hard for the court reporter to take stuff down when everybody's talking. Okay, other than that, do you think my client is making progress?
I do.
Okay. Do you see, right now, do you see needing to extend this case or do anything, or do you think we're on track to complete this within the statutory deadlines?
I don't believe I can answer that question at this time. I think it
Okay.
depends. With
Are we a little early in? I'm sorry, I cut you. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I do think it's a little early to state that just due to two of the children being out of region. Mom did recently get a home. I was able to attend her home last month. So I believe we're on the right track. And I believe we'll have more answers to that question in the next month or so.
And
I appreciate
Mr. Barfield, let me just interject.
Yeah.
It better be, because our drop dead date is June 13th.
Yeah, we already extended.
Okay. All right. So we just, yeah, I thought we had, I couldn't recall. And I'm, like I say, I'm driving. I don't have a bunch of papers sitting in front of me. So,
No problem.
okay. All right. Well, we can revisit that. We don't really have much choice at this point other than to just get the complete services completed and move forward, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. I'll pass a witness.
Okay, Mr. Eldridge.
I don't have any questions for this witness, Your Honor.
All right, any concerns or anything you need to talk about your client today?
I haven't had any contact with him, Your Honor. He's not contacted me, and I don't know that he ever has. I think maybe in the very beginning, but I haven't had any contact at all. I don't think he plans on working any services, and he's just not going to participate in any of this. That's
Okay,
the way I understand it.
all
That's
right.
about all
Ms. Zavala?
Miss Bird, I met with the boys a few weeks ago in person, and they were a little unclear on dates, but they were talking about sometimes transportation doesn't happen, and they were concerned about visits being canceled and then not getting to see the girls. Has that transportation issue gotten any better?
So it is a recent issue. I was notified a little bit later when mom did need transportation, since she has been providing her own. So I did state to her, I will put in for every visit. It kind of just depends on if our transportation team's available or myself. But it is something that I believe if we have enough notice, we can help get transportation.
And they had mentioned that Rhiannon is often not able to go to those visits because of transportation. And it was a little unclear, but it sounded like when that happened, she also wasn't on virtually either. Has that issue been resolved at all?
So as far as the in-person, she did miss a few. The placement stated they needed an email from me, just letting them know whether we would provide the transportation. So I have continued to just update placement to get her to her visit. My understanding was that has worked a lot better. The issue we're running into with virtual is just not enough time frame to schedule the virtual. I believe mom's schedule is pretty sporadic. And so sometimes the contractor will message the morning trying to schedule for 4 p.m. And sometimes the scheduling are issues with that.
And it's kind of a multi-point question, because absolutely, it's very important that Rhiannon gets that visitation with mom, but also if that visitation doesn't happen, the kids need contact with each other. And they had made it sound like they really hadn't seen their sisters in a while, but they couldn't really point to dates, and it was a little confusing, but that was a big concern, is making sure they got to see sisters.
Yes, and that is something I've talked with all three placements about, having better communication with each other, especially with the contractor who tries to have virtual visits as often as possible. If the in-person visit's canceled, she tries to schedule a virtual right away. And we talked about the importance of the siblings staying in contact. And that is another reason why we do feel the two children out of region getting closer to in region or closer to Lubbock or Levelland will be the best situation, so we can have those in-person visits.
Okay, and you and I spoke yesterday, and you are actively working on getting those girls back closer where they can have contact with mom, contact with brother, and that is an ongoing active thing that you're working on.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Those are all the questions I have, Your Honor. I don't know if you want any further information at this time.
All right, let me ask real quick. Ms. McGuire, is there still something you wanted to tell us?
Yes, I just wanted to say that Rhiannon does really miss Angie. So if like we can get those visits set up where they're able to see each other virtually or however y'all do it, I'd really like that to happen because Rhiannon does miss Angie a lot. And Angie hasn't been able to get on visits because like my schedule doesn't work with hers. And so it makes it very hard and she cries. And I think that might be the reason that she's always in and out of these like facilities because she said it really wasn't what she was saying, but she's really sad because she doesn't get to see her siblings.
Okay, so Ms. Bird, even if we can't get all the kids together on some virtual, let's just get the ones we can. Or if we gotta do just have the girls together or what, I mean, just if they're not all four there, okay, I can live with that. It's a lot of moving parts. So if it's easier to, you know, periodically get Angie and Rihanna together, and then, you know, the boys are placed together. So that's a different deal. They've got each other. So, you know, doesn't have to be all of them. Okay. All right, Ms. Zavala, your recommendation today?
I actually want to second what Ms. McGuire just said. I think Angie's issues really would get better if we can get her closer, or if we can't get her closer, just more contact. I mean, I really feel like that's very important at this point. And I feel like Ms. Bird believes that's important as well after our conversation. I mean, I think everybody's on the same page that the kids really do need that contact. And so that's, I also believe that Angie is doing better than she's done in the past, and that continued contact would help her very much. So my giant hope is that we can get them here. I think that would make everything better. I do think, you know, Ms. McGuire and all the kids need as much contact and work together, whether that's family therapy. And, you know, it's just impossible to get family therapy started right now with them in all these different places. But it does feel like we are moving in the right direction. Absolutely. And I want to commend Ms. McGuire for her hard work. So I do recommend that placements.
Thank you.
You continue as they are right now until we can find something that gets everybody closer.
Ms. Zavala, do you have any feeling at this point in time about when we start reunification and moving the kids home, and what order that we do that?
You know, it may be that the boys are a natural fit for first. They're closer. They've been able to have more contact with mom. I think if that is done, I think there needs to be good communication with the girls to let them know that this is not any kind of punishment, that it's not, anything that they, it's hard to know which way to do it, but however we choose, if the boys go first, if everybody can just clearly explain to the girls that that is not a reflection on them. And I think as long as everybody does that very carefully and that communication between all family members continues, that might be the way to go.
And obviously, I mean, I'm envisioning something that would take place over, a period of maybe a few weeks, not any protracted.
Yeah.
Is there any way
So-
we can do the girls first instead of the boys? Because I feel like the girls are struggling more than the boys are.
I think it's all up for discussion. So
Yes, ma'am.
here's for today. Here's what I'm gonna say. We're gonna continue the department as temporary managing conservator. We're gonna continue all the kids' placements. I find there to be a continuing danger to return the children home to the father as he's not worked any services and is not in compliance with his family plan of service. I'm gonna find there's a continuing danger to return the children home to mom at this moment in time, but that mom is in compliance and that danger is evaporating quickly. Because she's just about done with everything. So I want St. Francis to start looking at a reunification plan and how we're going to move the children home. I think Ms. McGuire has a valid point. It may be that we need to start with the younger children. It happens to be the girls, but this isn't a gender-based decision. This is just, what seems to be the smoothest and the easiest. Ms. McGuire, sometimes we move the kids first that are having the least amount of problems, just so that you've got time to adjust, they've got time to adjust, then we bring the other kids in. But I'm not saying that has to happen in this situation. It may make sense to bring the girls home first since they are struggling more. The boys are here locally.
I just feel like
easier for you to spend time with them and their sisters. And so anyway, I'm going to kick that can to St. Francis and you and Ms. Zavala and I want everybody to sit down and talk about that. But the bottom
I just
line
want it to be brought to attention that Angie is having a real hard time, and I'd rather her and her sister come home first because the boys are doing well and Angie's struggling, and I want her emotional and her mental health to be okay. You know what I mean?
I do, and that's what we're saying. We're going to take all that into consideration. So we're running out of time. And so I think we're at that pivotal point. We got to start pushing.
And Judge, I show that we have a final scheduled for June 9th. Does the court wish to order mediation in this case? I mean, we are on a reunification path, but I mean, if we need to get to the table and work some of these issues out, we could do it informally. I'll defer to the court. I just want to note that for the record. I don't think it had previously been ordered, or if it had, because we extended, we didn't do it.
I don't think it's been ordered, but I mean, this is a case where the other parent has not participated and doesn't really have much of a dog in this fight,
Mhm.
unless Mr. Eldridge wants to go it alone, but I feel like it's more just sitting down with mom and let's discuss how we're going to do it.
I agree.
And what time frame. So, I mean, if y'all want me to send you to mediation, I can, but to me, I think this is more of a just have a family meeting and sit down and work it out.
I agree. We're fine with that, Judge. I just wanted to note that for the record.
Yep. I'm good with that. Now, if y'all, I'd like that to happen sooner rather than later. And then if you can't come to some terms, or if there's an obvious disagreement between mom and St. Francis, then you all let me know and I will send you to a mediator. But
Okay.
I think it's premature. So,
Thanks.
okay. So I'll see everybody back June 9th, 2026 on a 9:00 docket. Obviously, if you've got something worked out other than calling a final that day, loop us in so everybody knows what they're going to be doing that day.
Thank
All
you.
right. I appreciate y'all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Ms.
y'all.
McGuire.
Thank you, Mr. Barfield.
Judge, I'm back with you on case number 7 at 11:30 or thereafter. I think I'm gonna, with your permission, just sign off and log back in.
That'd be just fine.
Thank you, ma'am.
You bet. See you then.
Okay.
Okay, I will call cause number 100802-D in the interest of River Schuyler, Faith Schuyler, Carter Wentz, and Allison Wentz. We are here today on a reset of our adversary hearing. We are conducting this through Zoom. We're live streaming and Ms. Taylor is making our record. We first appeared on this case back on March 31st. We reset to today's date. We didn't have service on Ms. Scheidler or on Mr. Scheidler at that time. They have both been personally served at this time, and the court has not received any requests on their behalf for court-appointed attorneys, nor have we received any entry of appearance, and neither one of them is in my waiting room. I'll let Mr. Miller address the contact that's been had with Ms. Wentz. But Ms. Scheidler and Christopher Scheidler have been served. So we're going to move forward. I did, just for the record, I did get through Mr. Miller a copy of this guardianship order that Mr. and Ms. Scheidler had regarding Carter and Allison, and who had been their rights had been terminated with respect to those two children. Tara Wentz adopted those children. I guess there was obviously some difficulty, and Ms. Wentz returned possession of the children, Carter and Allison, to Christy and Christopher Scheidler, and there was a guardianship order to the Scheidlers over those children. So although they have technically they've got a court-ordered guardianship over Carter and Allison, they are still non-parents for those two children. But they are obviously still parents of River and Faith. Okay, confusing, but I just wanted all that in the record. So, Mr. Miller, I'll allow you to proceed, and also let's update what contact we've had with Ms. Wentz.
Okay. And I don't know if I made an announcement yet. I don't think so. Jared Miller and Kayla Martinez on behalf of the department.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of all the children.
Okay.
And then, oh, sorry, Judge.
No, go ahead.
I guess before I get started, I'd like to ask if the court would take judicial notice of the affidavit filed in this case.
I will take judicial notice of the affidavit in support of removal of the children, which the court obviously read at the time it was presented. So I'll take judicial notice of it and its contents and the reasons for removal.
And also, before I start with Ms. Martinez, I wanted to make the court aware that in regards to Mrs. Wentz, her attorney, Garrett Tipsword, did get back to me. He stated that neither of them would be able to make court today, and that his client wants to relinquish her rights. So she has been in contact with our office, and we will be getting the paperwork out to her to deal with that. So I'll go ahead. Like to call Miss Martinez.
All right, then, Ms. Martinez, if you'll unmute and raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear that you'll tell us the truth today.
Yes, I do.
Okay, if you'll just speak up for me, that'd be great.
Miss Martinez, can you tell me how you've come to know the Scheidler family?
So I am the investigator. on the case.
Okay. And before we get in too much on the facts surrounding this removal, have you attempted to make contact with the Scheidlers numerous times leading up to this hearing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When is the last time you were actually able to speak to them?
The day before the last hearing.
Okay. And since that time, you've been unable to make any contact with them, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. What were the, I guess we'll go back. Was this case initially going to be a services case?
Yes.
Or in fact, was a services case?
Yes.
Okay. And what were the original issues, or concerns the department had?
So the concerns were that the kids were not in school. There was no follow through on Allison's mental health needs. And there was possible drug use in the home.
And did the Scheidlers agree to work services initially in this case?
Yes.
Okay. After that agreement to work services, did they allow any contact with them by any caseworkers or attempt to do anything asked by the department of them?
No.
No. Okay. And were the children initially all placed with a relative?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did that relative end up having a CPS case of their own opened?
Yes.
And is that why the children are no longer in that home?
That is correct.
Okay. And during the time since the original services case, did the department find out that one of the children, Carter, had a major medical issue?
Yes, sir.
And what was that?
So he had an infection on his right foot. His big toe was infected and the toe next to it.
Were you able to speak with the Scheidlers about his toe?
Yes, with Mr. Schuyler.
And what did you learn in that conversation?
So I notified him that he was scheduled to have surgery. And he said that he didn't think that it was that bad. I told him that if he was aware that Carter had maggots on his toe, he said that the kids had told him he had worms on his toe, but he thought they were lying.
And did Carter end up having to have some type of surgery?
Yes, he's had 2 surgeries and there might be possibly a third one.
Okay. And that was a pretty serious issue, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Where are the children currently?
So Carter is placed in a kinship home. And Allison and the other 2 are placed together.
Okay. And how are they doing in their placement currently?
They're all doing really well.
Okay. And do we believe that due to the parents' lack of attention to the medical issues, as well as other allegations contained in that affidavit, that returning them to the parents at this time would pose a danger to their health and safety?
Yes.
Okay. Have you heard at all from Ms. Wentz during your investigation?
I talked to her several times. So she was aware of, like, our involvement. And then the last contact that I had was whenever she provided me with her attorney's information.
Okay. And did she state to you that she wanted to relinquish her rights?
She didn't express that to me, but there was several talks with her asking her if she was interested in taking placement of Allison and Carter, and it was always no.
Okay. I think I can pass the witness, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Zavala, any questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Miller, any further witnesses or any further questions of this witness?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, any other witnesses to call today?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then, Ms. Martinez, do you think that there's a continuing and an ongoing danger for these children to be placed back in the home with Christy and Christopher Schuyler?
Yes, Your Honor.
And obviously, Ms. Wentz has expressed her desire not to have the children back.
That is correct.
All right, and parents are meaning, well, Christy Schuyler, Christopher Schuyler, parents of River and Faith, have so far not indicated any willingness to cooperate with us or to participate in services or to do much about children. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. Then same with respect to Carter and Allison, they technically are not parents of anymore, but they're guardians of those children.
That is correct.
Okay. All right, then. Ms. Zavala, do you have a recommendation to make today?
I do, Your Honor. I've visited with all 4 of the children. I do believe it's in their best interest that the department be named temporary managing conservator at this time. I do ask that even if parents do not surface and there aren't visits set up for parents, that visitation time be specifically designated so that the siblings can visit together. I'd like to see that happen once a week, just as if it was a parent visit. Also, if parents do surface and any visitation is established, I would ask that it be made clear that the children have a right to choose whether to participate in those visits or not.
All right. Okay, then at this time, I do find the evidence is sufficient to name the Department of Family and Protective Services as the temporary managing conservator of all the children. I find there would be a continuing danger to return the children home to any of the parents at this time. And we will continue to try to work and engage the parents towards service plans. If Ms. Wentz is going to relinquish, we'll try to get that secured so we have that taken care of and we can move forward. I will see everybody back for a status hearing on May 14th, 2026. That'll be on a 9 o'clock docket. If the children do not wish to visit with them, at this time. I'm not gonna force that issue till we, the kids have engaged in some counseling and we'll just see where that goes. But if they are adverse to contact with any of the parents at this point in time, then I'm not gonna force that issue right now. All right. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it, and I'll see you back in May.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this time, I will call cause number 100808D. This is the Department of Family Protective Services versus Carrie Garcia, and in the interest of Cammie, Dax, Jonah, and Caroline Garcia. All right, we are here today on a request for court-ordered services. We are conducting this hearing through Zoom. We are live streaming, and Ms. Taylor is making our record this morning. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Jared Miller, along with Dustin Pierce, on behalf of the department, present and ready.
Gary Morales, on behalf of respondent mother Carrie Garcia, she is present. We are ready.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the children. And Your Honor, if we could have what I hope to be a very quick bench conference before we get started.
All right, Ms. Zavala, you can go back to 1. Mr. Miller, you can go back to 1. I'll get Mr. Morales assigned there. And I'll join you in there. All right then, Mr. Miller, we have any agreements or do we need to call witnesses today?
I spoke to my client and they were in agreement to what we talked about in the breakout room. I'm not sure if Mr. Morales' client is or not.
My client is also in agreement, Your Honor.
Okay, great. All right, and I know that the oldest child, Caroline, is present with her mother. And so, and she would like to have a conversation, I think, with me and with Ms. Zavala at some point in time. My docket is so full this morning. Ms. Zavala, can we arrange to do that, you think, sometime pretty soon at another time?
I am fine with that. Yes.
Okay. It's not urgent today, in other words.
Yeah, given the agreement, Judge, I don't think that's a problem at all.
Okay. All right. Okay, then, Mr. Miller, if you want to go ahead and announce what we've agreed to, then that'd be great.
Sure. And Jerry, please jump in if I say anything that's not what we had going on. I believe that Mr. Morales' client is going to agree to work services, and she would be staying with her mother while she works services, and there'd be a no contact order between the kids and Ezekiel. Sorry. Why am I not finding the last name? Blank on the name. Mother's boyfriend. Sorry, I don't know why I can't find the last name.
I'm looking too.
Yeah.
Let's just ask Mom.
I believe it's
is his-
Martinez, Ezekiel Martinez.
And so a no contact order between them, and we will be in touch with Jonathan Garcia, letting him know the agreement and everything. And our hopes is that the parents can work out some agreement between them as far as where the who will have the kids at what times, but from the department, as long as Miss Garcia is living with her mother, we don't have any problems with the kids being there while the services are being worked, of course.
And one caveat that I might need a little clarification on, because she did ask me while I was speaking with her. I did tell her that it isn't we're not agreeing that that grandmother, maternal grandmother has to supervise. She did ask if she'd be able to move into her own home. And I said, as long as Ezekiel's not there, I said, it's going to be a known contact provision is essentially what we're looking at. And so if that's the department's understanding, that's mine. Not necessarily that we have to have mom or grandmother to supervise, but that mainly that Ezekiel needs to be gone while she's working her services. And so she has agreed with that. Additionally, she knows that the department isn't gonna, like, take steps to physically remove the kids from Jonathan, although they are gonna encourage him and maybe admonish him that this court order does not give him the right to violate a previous court order, and it is Miss Garcia's position that he is in violation of their previous court order. So she will make attempts, hopefully cordial and doesn't have to go through the legal process, to regain possession of the younger 3 children.
Dustin, does that all sound okay? Yes.
Okay, I'm fine with mom and the children living either with her mother or independently, because I am going to issue the no contact order between her and the children and Mr. Martinez. Ms. Garcia, I'm going to add in one thing, and if you needed to talk to your lawyer, but I'm also going to add in an injunction that you're prohibited from drinking alcohol while you have possession of the children. So if you want to go out and have drinks with friends or something, you need to leave them with your mom or somebody, some other responsible party. But there are some things that were addressed in the affidavit that was presented to me that I have a little bit of concern about drinking in the home and while taking care of the kids. So, Mr. Morales, do you all need to talk about that?
I don't believe so. Miss Garcia, do you believe we need to talk?
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to tell you, part of your services, they're going to have the right to drug or alcohol test you anyway. So
Yeah, I don't have any issue being drug tested or alcohol tested. I know I'm clean.
okay, I just don't want you drinking while you're taking care of the kids.
Understood.
But you can go talk to Mr. Morales about that. We'll be right here.
Okay.
Sorry, Judge, we needed a couple points of clarification, but I think we got it taken care of. We're good.
Okay, great. All right, anybody have anything else? Ms. Zavala, you good with this?
I am in agreement with this. And Ms. Garcia, just to let you know, I'll be reaching out to speak with the kids and to set up that talk with Caroline and the judge.
All right, then, I do find the evidence is sufficient to order participation in services due to a substantial risk of abuse or neglect. I'm going to order that mom will live with the children in either her mother's home or she can live independently with the children. But the children will have no contact with Ezekiel Martinez and he will not be permitted to live in the home. Well, he can't be in the home. He can't live in the home. He's not even supposed to be around. Okay. I'm also going to order that Ms. Garcia will not consume alcohol while she's in possession of the children. We'll expect her to work the requested services, and I will see you all back for the first compliance hearing on July 2nd of 2026 on a 9 o'clock docket. Okay, Ms. Garcia, good luck to you. I hope everything works out and we can get everybody, to handle all this in a cooperative fashion. So.
Okay.
All right. Thank you all very much. This is the Department of Family and Protective Services versus Cherie Salazar and Robert Salazar. This is in the interest of all 10 of the Salazar children. This is a request for court-ordered services case, and we are here participating in this through Zoom. We're live streaming, and Ms. Taylor is making our record. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements, and then we'll see what's been agreed to.
Jared Miller on behalf of the department, present and ready.
Bailey Sapien on behalf of the respondent mother. My client's present. We're ready.
Ryan Brown on behalf of the respondent father, present and ready.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the children.
Okay, all right, Mr. Miller, what have y'all discussed? And let me just ask you, do we need to keep Officer Jones and Blakely here with us, or we?
No, I just told Gail to let them know, but I can thank y'all for appearing, but y'all can go ahead and head out.
Thank you.
Yep.
Gentlemen, thank you so
Thank you.
much. Really appreciate your time and be safe out there.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Mr. Miller, go ahead.
Judge, we would be willing to go ahead and withdraw this petition with the understanding that the oldest child, Tavon Salazar, will not be allowed to move back into the home and be around the other young siblings, and also that it's our position that if that's violated in some way or there's some other issue that comes up, we will definitely be filing and be right back here.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a foregone conclusion. So Mr. and Ms. Salazar, you know, I appreciate that you all probably don't like the disruption in your home any more than, you know, any parent does, but things have happened now in your home that, you know, have risen to the level of possible, you know, abuse or neglect of children, and certainly to a danger. So I'm willing to dismiss this current petition in case, if you all give me your solemn promise that Tavon is not going to be allowed back in the home. He's going to be 18 before too awfully long. And until then, of course, there've got to be, you know, arrangements made about him, because the law still says he's a child and until he's 18. My understanding is he's living with an adult sibling and that can continue. Is that correct? Okay, you're both muted and
Yes.
you both have said yes. I could tell, but so, you know, just so you have some appreciation for how this works, you know, if APD gets called back out there, now, you know, I'll qualify this. If Tavon shows up on his own accord, y'all need to tell him to leave. If he won't leave, my advice is you probably need to call law enforcement to protect yourselves and the other kids in the home. If you all allow him back in and it appears that he's living there, that's a whole different matter. Okay. I mean, I understand that you've only got so much control whether he shows up at your house, but you need to be prepared to do the really hard thing, and that is to tell him to leave, or the consequences will be you'll have to call law enforcement, because you are tasked with protecting the other children in the home. And you both understand that? Okay. I know it's a terrible position to be in. Tough love is the hardest thing in the world for a parent to do, but you guys are in that position now. Otherwise, this is all going to circle around again. And the truth is, this could come in the form of a legal removal of all of the children from your home. And nobody wants that, me least of all. You know, we don't want that. But failure to protect the other children in the home is a basis for me to consider removing those kiddos from home. And I don't want to do that. You know, that's just the last thing we ever want to do. So I just want you to appreciate the serious nature of what we're talking about today. So, okay. Ms. Sapien, is that you and your client's agreement today?
It is, Your Honor.
All right. And Mr. Brown?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Zavala, are you good with this as the children's attorney?
I am, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, then at this time, I will dismiss the petition with the agreement that Tavon Salazar will not be permitted back into the home, to live in the home or to be present in the home for that matter, and have admonished parents the consequences of permitting that. So we will dismiss. I hope this works out. I hope it all works out. I hope Tavon will get his head together and decide he needs to make it work out too. But, I want to give you all the opportunity to do what you need to do for the other kiddos. So, all right. I appreciate everybody. Thank you all very much. And you're free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
All right. Thank y'all. We are here today scheduled for our adversary hearing. We are conducting this through Zoom. We're live streaming and Ms. Taylor is making our record. Okay, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Morning, Your Honor, Counsel. Actually, good afternoon. Gene Graff and Andrea Lewis on behalf of CPS present and ready to proceed, subject to the agreement indicated off the record.
Bailey
Jared Brown.
Sapien, on behalf of respondent mother Angel Gomez, my client is present and we're ready to announce an agreement.
Jerry Morales on behalf of respondent father, he is present. We are ready.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the children.
All right, thank you. Okay, Mr. Graff, what's it sound like we have agreed to?
Thank you, Your Honor. It sounds like we have an agreement to name the state of Texas as temporary managing conservatorship while the parents work services. And at this point in time, we've prepared kind of the preliminary agreed order, which we'll recirculate following the hearing. Obviously, the services will be worked out in detail at the time of the status hearing in coordination with the parents. We would ask the standard boilerplate services be ordered in the interim, drug testing, parenting classes, and so forth. Stay in touch with the social worker. Ms. Torres, I understand, will be the permanency caseworker for St. Francis. So the case, just for the parents' benefit, the case will be transitioning to Ms. Torres as the caseworker, and hopefully, working together, we can bring this case towards a successful reunification.
Ms. Sapien and Mr. Morales, would your clients, you think, also be agreeable to a no contact order between the two of them? I know there's bond orders out there and everything else, but as far as our case is concerned,
I'm not sure on that, Judge. I can ask her.
Yeah, Judge, I didn't talk to him about that specifically, but he is aware that there's certain bond conditions and he does already have some consequences of those violations. And so I would imagine that that's his intention, is to stay away till they can be resolved. But that's kind of what he indicated to me. So I don't think he'd have a problem with that on this. But I would have to actually speak with him.
well, I'll tell you what, we can address that at the status hearing. I mean,
Okay.
obviously there's bond restrictions and everything in place right now that cover that. So, just Mr. Gutierrez, Ms. Gomez, that's, that's the criminal side of this thing. That stuff's really serious. Y'all don't violate that stuff,
Yes, ma'am.
and because it's going to just continue to dig the hole deeper. So, okay. You're going to have lots of folks that can be the go-betweens regarding the kiddos right now and can make sure each of you are getting, good information about your children. Again, at the status hearing, Mr. Morales, I would like to know whether Mr. Gutierrez is going to dispute paternity on either child or whether or not he would be willing to be adjudicated. So I'll give you an opportunity to obviously talk to him about all of that. Mr. Graff, as part of this agreement, mean no child support or medical support ordered at this time.
At this time, Judge, yes.
Okay. And then visits will be set up through St. Francis when this case gets transferred over from the investigative stage into the conservatorship case. So they'll be, talking with you all about, seeing the children and what that's going to look like. Okay. I don't know whether there's any bond restrictions about that. So, okay. Ms. Lewis is saying no. So, all right. That's good. That makes life easier for everybody. Okay, then, Ms. Sapien, does this sound like what you all have agreed to?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Morales.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. I'm just making a couple of notes about the paternity issue and the no contact order to come back to that at a later hearing. All right, then, Ms. Zavala.
Your Honor, I do believe it's in the children's best interest. This agreement is in the children's best interest. They are placed in region together in a foster home that we have worked with before, and Kelly got to see them in person yesterday. And I do understand that both mom and dad have begun visiting already.
Okay, that's great. I'm glad they're together and I'm glad they're close by. Very good. All right, then I find the evidence is sufficient to name the Department of Family and Protective Services as the temporary managing conservator of the children. I would find that there would be a ongoing and continuing danger to return the children home at this time. But parents will work services with us, and hopefully then we will get through this, get the kids home, and that's the goal. So they will talk with you about your services between now and our next hearing, and then we'll discuss those some. But as soon as you all have those service plans, you can get started on things and start making those appointments. Okay, Ms. Zavala is the attorney for the children. So they're just like you guys, that the kids have their own lawyer. And she will be in contact and checking on those children, and she's extra eyes on the kids. And she also is charged with the duty to report back to me about the well-being of the children. So there is a possibility she might need to talk with one or both of you at some point in time. So I just want you to recognize who she is and what her role is, okay? All right, stay in close contact with your attorneys. If you have a change of phone number or address, you absolutely got to let your caseworker know. And then the second person is your attorney. You've got to let them know. They're busy people and they don't have time to start trying to track you down. So, they need to be able to reach you, pretty quickly sometimes. So these cases can sometimes have very rapid developments, and we want to be sure that you all are in the loop and they know how to reach you, and that you're kept, apprised of what's going on with the children in your case. Okay. All right, then. I'll see you all back for your status hearing May 19th of 2026. That's on a 9 o'clock docket. You'll get a new Zoom link, you'll get a Zoom link on that. So it'll be like today. It'll be by Zoom unless you're given notice otherwise, okay? All right, I appreciate everybody. Thank you all, Mr. Morales, Ms. Sapien. I appreciate y'all getting this worked out.
Likewise. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
5.3D, in the interest of Abel, no, and Gabriella, no. We're here today set for our final in this case. We are conducting this through Zoom under finding of good cause and agreement of the parties. We are live streaming and Ms. Taylor is making our record. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements on that case.
Melinda Powell for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. We are present. Judge, in lieu of a final hearing, we are going to request that the court enter a monitored return with transition and conduct a permanency hearing today.
Vince Nowak on behalf of the mother, Tween No, and we are both present and ready, Judge.
Maureen Lucero on behalf of the alleged father, Jesus Esquivel, Your Honor. I'm present and ready. I have not had any contact with Mr. Esquivel.
Tracy Riley appearing for the father of...
We haven't called yours yet.
Oh, sorry, never mind. Nope, I'm not appearing then. Sorry, bye.
Sorry, we're taking them separate.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the children.
Okay. All right, thank y'all. All right then, Ms. Powell, if you want to tell me what where we are and what we're doing?
Judge, as I mentioned, the St. Francis our department is requesting to enter a monitored return with transition with the mother at this time. They are working on a reunification schedule that does outline increased visitation overnights, with the children ultimately being placed in with the mother on May 8th. And so that is what we are asking to do. It's my understanding Ms. Silm did contact the the program that the mother is in. She's doing well in the program, and the children can be there with the mother.
Okay, she's still at Haven House, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
As far as I know. Peyton, shake your head, yes.
She's at Abba House now, which is just a step up from that.
Same organization, same program, but yeah.
Yeah. And Judge, if monitor return is ordered, the new dismissal date would be October 2nd.
Okay. All right, Mr. Nowak, does that sound like a plan to you and your client?
I'll tell you what, from where we started, Judge, this sounds wonderful. Yes, and my client is in complete agreement.
Okay. All right, Ms. Lucero, kind of not a dog in the fight here, but any problems with this?
Officially, I can't agree, Your Honor. I don't have a problem with it. It's my understanding that if the monitored return goes well, then the case will be dismissed out. So my client, since I was appointed in the case, the reports and testimony that have been provided have, shown or stated that he was deported to Mexico. So we have not been able to locate him.
So it would just leave him in the same position that
Yes.
he's
Yes,
in anyway. So
that's correct. Thank you.
okay, then, Ms. Zavala, are you good with this?
Your Honor, I am in agreement with this proposal, and I've seen a proposed reunification schedule that sets out the different visits. It's my understanding there could be some tweaks in those specific dates, but the ultimate date of having them back in Twee's house would be May 8th, and I am in agreement to all of that.
Okay. All right. This sounds like a great plan to me. Can't tell you how proud we are, all of us are, of the progress you've made and how far you've come. So it's a happy day that we're even discussing this and talking about doing this. So just, stay with it, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, then I will order the transitional monitored return to Ms. No, placement effective May 8th of 2026. We'll set the new dismissal date of October 2nd of 2026. And we will have a review of this case on August 4th of 2026. That'll be on a 9 o'clock docket. We will set a new final for September 29th of 2026, also on a 9 o'clock docket. Ms. No, if everything's going well by that August date, then, my assumption is we'll probably be dismissing at that point in time. So, but we have those dates set aside on the calendar so everybody can make a note of them. All right, then I will sign the orders when they're presented to me and see you all back August 4th. Okay. Do we need to, just real quick, do we need to do any kind of review on that case today?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Everything going well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Sim, anything you need to tell us as far as a review hearing that we don't know about already?
I don't think so. Kids are placed in a foster home. They're doing extremely well there. Like everyone kind of mentioned, I did a tentative reunification schedule pending days and times with placement to make sure they're able to accommodate. I've spoken with mom on the phone and she seems to be doing well. She sent me her driver's license and copy of her insurance. You can see she has a car and is probably getting a new car soon. I spoke with her program. They congratulated her and praised her for the work that she's done. And there's no concerns currently.
All right then. Anybody have any questions for Ms. Sim?
Just one. Miss Sim, we're at the very end of the school year, and it's my understanding that busing is available so that they could finish out the school year where they started. I believe that's the plan. Can you confirm whether that is the plan for them to finish out in the classes they are currently?
Yes, they should be able to. And if there's ever a problem with that, our education specialist can make adjustments to kind of make the kids stay in the school they're in.
Thank you.
Okay. Then I'll continue the department as temporary managing conservator and continue the children's placement for the moment. Mom is in compliance. Father obviously is not. I'm not going to find any continuing danger to work the children home. We're obviously in the midst of doing that right now. So, like I said, I'll see everybody August 4th, 9 o'clock docket for our next review hearing. Okay, thank y'all. That takes care of that one. Ms. Lucero, you're free to go.
Okay, I was fixing to ask. All right, thank you, Your Honor. Y'all have a good day.
Okay. Cause number 100216E, in the interest of Giselle, no, we're here for our final today. We're conducting this through Zoom under a finding of good cause and agreement of the parties. We're live streaming and Ms. Taylor is making our record. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Melinda Powell for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. We are present and ready to proceed with an agreement, Judge. There is one issue that I just discovered, but I don't think it's going to be a problem, and I'm sure everybody will agree.
Okay.
Vince Nowak, on behalf of the mother, Twee No, we are both present, ready, Judge.
I'm going to try again. Tracy Riley, appearing for the father, Guadalupe de Leon, and we are present and ready to proceed.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of Giselle.
All right, thank y'all. Okay, Ms. Powell.
Judge, the one issue that I guess needs to be addressed prior to announcing the full agreement is I just looked back and I do not see that Mr. DeLeon, I can't speak today, sorry. I cannot see that Mr. DeLeon has been adjudicated the father of Giselle. I do have paternity testing, so we will need the court to adjudicate him the father.
I had the same question, so I'm not showing that we've done that, so we definitely will.
Okay, so once he's adjudicated father, Judge, we have an agreement in which Mr. DeLeon is going to be named the permanent managing conservator of the child. The mother, Miss No, will be named a possessory conservator. We have an order that tracks very similar to the case involving the other child, and give me 1 second and I will look that up. Visitation language tracking that of cause number 99352 in the interest of Lucas DeLeon. And so visitation with Miss No and the child Giselle will be based upon the visitation outlined in that other cause number. And so whatever step she is on in regards to Lucas, everything will coincide. And so I do have language in regards to that. Once Miss No does get standard possession with Lucas DeLeon, she will also have standard possession of Giselle. In regards to child support, Miss No was ordered to pay $232 per month for the other child, rather than have her pay additional child support for this child, considering there will be 2 children in her care. We have in this order that she will be ordered to pay $232 per month beginning June 1st of 2042. That is when Lucas De Leon, that will be after he turns 18 and has graduated from high school. And so essentially she will not pay any child support on Giselle until Lucas ages out.
That'll be, give me the date again?
I put June 1st of 2042. That should be past his 18th birthday and hopefully past him graduating from high school.
Okay.
And we don't have any medical support ordered in either case, Judge.
Is anybody asking for that to be ordered today?
No.
Okay.
Now, I just wanted to make you aware.
Okay. All right, then, Mr. Nowak, does that sound like what y'all have agreed to?
It does, Judge, and we are in agreement with that. Thank you.
All right, and Ms. Riley?
Yes, Judge, that is our agreement.
Did we lose Mom? Did Mom pop off again?
Oh, I think
Okay.
so.
She did.
I've had good, long conversations with her. This is her agreement.
Okay, and Ms. Zavala?
This is my agreement as well.
Okay, then. All right, at this time, then, I will adjudicate Guadalupe De Leon II as the father of Giselle No and establish the parent-child relationship between the 2 of them. Quick question. Anybody talk about surname?
We did not, Judge.
We need to talk about that real quick. And hopefully Mom will get logged back in. Vince, you're muted if you're talking to us. I don't know.
Judge, I apologize for that. Her phone overheated, and I have her on my cell phone right now. With respect to Giselle's last name, she's thinking Dad's last name is just fine.
And I believe, Guadalupe, that's what you want, right? Is for her to have your name? You're muted, Guadalupe. Just nod if you want her to have
I'm
your.
gonna send him a prompt.
Do you want her to have your last name?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. Well, she doesn't have my last name because she was a surprise. I did not know that I had another. I did not know that she was gonna have another child of mine. It was just
Yes, but
a
do you want
surprise.
her to have your last name?
It was a surprise thing that happened, and well, she is my daughter, and it would be nice to have my last name because she is my daughter. But I think if it's possible, I would want that. I think anyone would.
That's what I'm asking, sir, is if you want it changed to De Leon.
Yes, that would be great.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I've adjudicated him as the father of Giselle No and established the parent-child relationship between them. We will change the child's surname from No to De Leon. And does the child have a middle name?
She does, and I'm okay with that middle name that she has right now.
What is the
Another,
child's middle name? 'Cause that-
another thing, I have a question, Your Honor.
hang on.
Me,
Hang on
oh,
a second. One thing at a time. What is the child's middle name?
I'm just can't really pronounce it. I still it's because I don't know, her mom kind of gave her this awkward name that I know it's simple, but I just can't really.
Okay.
I just stuck with what is it? How do you say it?
Just everybody hang on. Let me just ask, Ms. Sim, do you all have that information?
I'm looking right now to confirm that we do.
And Judge, I was just gonna put, it is ordered that the child's surname be changed to De Leon.
But you know, for Social Security and birth certificate and all that stuff, I think the order ought to have the child's full legal name in it.
Okay.
Because then they get stinky about.
We don't have
And
a
Miss
middle
Campus
name.
is sitting there going, uh-huh.
It's Anna Lee. Annalee. If we're still talking about the middle name issue.
Wait, say it again, Vince.
Anna Lee. Annalee.
One N.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll just reflect that that's the full legal name. Okay. All right. Father will be named as the managing conservator of the child. Mother will be named as a possessory conservator of the child. Is that correct?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay. And visitation will track that of the sibling Lucas and working into a standard possession order. She will continue to pay the child support in that case, but will be ordered to pay that same amount, $232 a month, for child support beginning June 1st of 2042. All right, no medical support will be ordered. Okay. Anybody have anything else? Additions, corrections?
Well, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, me and the mother we had an agreement. I don't know if it was mentioned to y'all, but I was we were I didn't want to put child support on with Giselle. I know what Lucas is already situated. I don't know if we could change that, but we were just gonna go 50-50 on Giselle, but I don't know if it's possible or it's something that we can work on, or I don't know.
Judge, can I
What?
talk to the client for a minute?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me put you back in a breakout room with her real quickly.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes. Hey, Tracy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're not in a breakout room yet, so just give us a second.
So yeah, go to room 1.
Okay.
And Tracy, you can go back to 1. Okay, we'll give them just a second.
While we've been in this hearing, pastries have been delivered to PRPC, so hopefully I've made amends for getting under their skin early. Well, I'm at the front desk earlier at, it's like 11:59 and this started at noon. I'm dancing around saying, hurry up, hurry up. I think I might have been over exuberant, but I've made amends.
Vince, I am sure you are never over exuberant. I just can't see that.
But I sure as heck did not want to miss this hearing because we've come a long way with Ms. No.
Well, I'm so sorry we were running behind. I apologize.
And I'm sorry I couldn't take your call. It was because I was in court the whole time.
I finally had to use a hotspot on my phone, which I've never done before. And I was calling you just to say, please tell the judge I'm trying.
Judge, we are back and I think we're all on the same page now.
Okay, let me get him back in. Okay. Okay, we've got Mr. De Leon back with us. Okay, sounds like we've got everything resolved then. So I will look for the order and sign that. And obviously then what I have not said is at that time, I will dismiss the department and all court-appointed attorneys from this case, including Ms. Zavala, and we will be out of their lives. Okay. Thank you all so much, Mr. De Leon. I appreciate you stepping up and taking really good care of both children. But I hope things go well for y'all. All right. Thank Mr. Novak. I don't know if your client can hear me, but I appreciate all her hard work.
I'll sure let her know, Judge.
Okay. All right. Y'all have a good rest of your day.
Thank y'all. Y'all as well.
Thank you.
Okay, that's it for our Potter County docket. So everybody's free to go.
I'll see you in the morning, Judge.
I'll be here.
I was gonna
Thank
let them know
y'all.
I
Have a
got the
good
order
day.
done.
I'm sorry, what, Ms. Powell?
I said I was gonna let them know I got the order done. I will send it on.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
This is in the interest of Kenya Gonzalez. We are here today on a court-ordered service case. This is a compliance hearing. We're conducting this through Zoom and we're live streaming. Ms. Taylor is making our record. Okay, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Jared Miller, along with Andrea Lewis on behalf of the department.
Patty Edwards on behalf of Liliana Garcia.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of Kenya.
All right, and Mr. Gonzalez is present. Mr. Hammonds is not, so we don't know whether he got notice. So same thing, we'll have to watch for him later to see if he comes in. Unless somebody's heard from him, talked with him. Okay, all right, Ms. Lewis, if you will, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you'll give today will be the truth?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay. All right, then I'll let you give us an update how we're coming along on things, and then we'll see who's got questions.
Since the court report has been filed, there's not a whole lot as far as updates regarding services. We still need mom and dad to engage in services. They've been really good about letting us see Kenya. Dad was supposed to do rational behavior in March, but he was still at home with Kenya and did not have help with her during the day, and he needed to not be, providing care and trying to do that class at the same time. Dad is working now, and so paternal grandmother reached out to me yesterday to see about the department getting some resources on possible daycare for Kenya so that mom and dad can both work comfortably and know that she's cared for and family's not having to take off of work to help with her. And so I plan on meeting with dad to see what we can get sorted out as far as childcare. I do believe mom had found someone that could provide childcare, but I don't think that worked out. As far as mom goes, communication with her is minimal. She does meet with me, but she's not allowed me to come to her residence the last 2 months. When asked why, she just says she would rather meet with me in public. And so I did speak with her attorney yesterday that we do need to see her home at least once a month, make sure that it's clean and safe. When I did see it, it was clean and appropriate. I understand, she probably has some reservations of letting a government entity into her home, and I understand that, but we're just there to help and to make sure that Kenya is safe. The department did send a referral for Kenya to be evaluated by ECI. It's been a while. I haven't heard any follow-up, but we'll check on that. Mom and dad don't have any developmental concerns, but because she's under 3, the department wanted to just go ahead and have her evaluated to make sure there wasn't any speech or services or anything like that that she may need. She's always clean, always happy, and appears to be doing well.
All right. Just, I mean, have we tried to stress to Ms. Garcia the importance of getting started on these things?
I have talked to both parents. Dad was in a difficult situation because he had Kenya all day, every day. And then now he's going to have her, or now he's working. And so most of the things that we've asked them to do, they can do them virtually, like online. The only thing that they would really have to in person engage in is rational behavior. It is on Zoom, but it is an all day class. And the next class is coming up on April 15th.
Okay.
Your Honor, I spoke with Ms. Garcia yesterday, as I previously indicated, and I did stress upon her the need for CPS to be able to come into the home. And so she was a little concerned and just seemed a little timid about it, but I did express that these are rules that have to be followed. And in order for the case to be closed, these are things that have to be allowed, and she's just going to do it. And I was unaware of the rational behavior class, but I will definitely speak with her again, advise her that she may need to take the day off on the 15th if that's the next class, as she needs to complete that as well.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Gonzalez, since Mr. Hammonds is not here, or anything you need to talk about with us today?
I'm not really sure. Not, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Just
Just
that
understand.
daycare stuff on the class.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Just understand we just really need to see you get through these things, and then we'll get out of your life.
Alrighty.
Okay. All right. Ms. Zavala, anything today?
Your Honor, I got to meet with Kenya yesterday with grandmother. She looked great. I would love to see an ECI evaluation. I think she is more verbal than she lets on. She takes a little bit to warm up. And towards the end of my visit, she was much more verbal than the beginning. She looked like she was in great shape. She looked very comfortable and happy with grandmother. I do think daycare would really help in terms of freeing up both parents to do what they need to. And then also that may help with Kenya's verbal, just being around all the other kids. But I had no concerns when I saw her yesterday.
Okay. All right. Very good then. So today we're going to just continue everything. We're going to continue the service plans and have parents continue to work these things. I will find that parents are, I'm going to say, in partial compliance. And we've got some key things, you know, I mean, jobs are important, so I'm happy that everybody's working now. And so we just need to kind of get finished up. So we'll have another compliance hearing on July 2nd of 2026. That'll be on a 9 o'clock docket. So we'll check in. And Mr. Gonzalez, if you're done with everything, they very well will, you know, dismiss the case prior to that date. So
Alrighty.
it's entirely possible that you'll be done before that, and you know, you won't need to come back. But okay. All right, then I'll plan to see everybody July 2nd unless we get everything wrapped up.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for meeting my needs. I really appreciate it.
All right, travel safe.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
In the interest of Karen Mosca, we're here today on a review hearing We're conducting this through Zoom. We're live streaming. And Ms. Taylor is making our record this morning. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Melinda Powell for the department. The St. Francis Permanency Specialist today is Sylvia Garcia.
Okay, Ms. Kincaid.
Oh, you're still on mute.
There she is.
Sorry, Your Honor. I think I'm freezing up a little bit.
Okay.
It's Savannah Kincaid from Ms. Kabuo. We're present and ready.
All right, and Mr. Muhindo is present with us as well.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of Karen.
Okay, Ms. Garcia, if you'll unmute for me, raise your right hand. You solemnly swear you'll tell us the truth today.
Yes.
All right, if you will give us an update, but go slower than normal, okay?
Okay. So, so far, Francine Kabuo's been doing very well with her service plan. We did recently finish the therapeutic and family incorporated therapy sessions that they were doing with Deborah Smith. From those sessions, they did recommend for us to send Ms. Kabuo back to individual therapy so that she could have a little bit more one-on-one time, so that the family therapist could speak with the individual therapist, just some of the things that she noticed during those sessions, to see if they could have a better understanding to help Ms. Kabuo just a little bit more with the physical or how to discipline Karen correctly and how to just build that trust with her again individually. And so that's what we're kind of where we're at with Ms. Kabuo, is that we want her to go back into individual therapy so that those issues could be addressed. And then Ms. Smith said that she would see them back for a couple more sessions of therapeutic family incorporated sessions. Just so that we could get on a better path of more understanding, because she said that they did make really good progress, but just that she wanted them to be able to build more on that trust, because the trust still wasn't there where Karen felt safe to be back home with mom. Since then, we did I sent back a request for her to go with a therapist. So I do have to wait for her to respond and see if she's willing to take her back as a client and work with Ms. Smith on that. Mr. Muhindo has been visiting with Karen unsupervised, like it was court ordered, and he has not missed any of his visits. Those visits are going very well. Karen looks forward to those visits. She really likes them. We would like to see him do more parenting with her, and we would like for him to do some individual therapy. So just so that they could address some of the parenting issues, because right now she seems to be having a lot of fun with him. She likes their outings. She likes the lunchtime that they have and all of that. But I think just being able to address some of those, or, being able to understand some more of the parenting role that he would take on would benefit him, just because he was in Tennessee for the majority of this case.
Judge, can I ask a follow-up question?
Yes.
Sylvia, what does mother's visitation look like now? Is she having visitation outside of therapeutic?
Yes, so the therapeutic sessions have already stopped, and now we're back to weekly visits. Mom does the weekly visits with the siblings, and then the kids are all there. She's there. And so far, that's what we have done, just because we want to make sure that they don't miss any of those visits, because they made really good progress in the therapeutic visits. So we want to be consistent with the visits with mom and Karen.
And I'm assuming those visits remain supervised at this time?
At this time, they do remain supervised. Ms. Smith voiced some concerns about them being unsupervised, just because she didn't feel like that progress had been made yet during the therapeutic visits. So as of right now, they're still being monitored by a third party.
Okay, and is that kind of based upon what you had mentioned, trying to rebuild the trust between the child and the mother?
Yes.
Okay, so are you kind of relying on the therapist in regards to whether to when to progress to the unsupervised visitation?
Yes, we are, because Miss Smith is also Karen's individual therapist. So she has spent a lot of time working with Karen. She does weekly sessions with her. Bi-weekly sessions is what therapeutic sessions were whenever they were doing those together. So she spent a lot of time with Karen, and Karen trusts her with that past history that she has with mom.
Okay, so do you believe that we're working towards reunification? It's just going to take some more work to get there?
We do believe that we're working towards a reunification, but we do want to make sure that Karen feels safe. And I just feel like at the moment, Ms. Smith had the best outcome for this, or how to move forward with this, just because Ms. Kabuo has already completed the family plan of service, and she was able to kind of pinpoint some concerns that could be worked through if we just have a little bit more time.
Okay, and in regards to the father, you said they're getting, he's getting unsupervised visitation?
Yes, he is.
Is the child able to be placed with him?
Not at the moment, because he works at JPS. He does the B shift, so he's working from 3 to about 11, and then he still has to commute from JBS back to Amarillo. So he gets home very late.
Okay, that's all the questions I have, Judge.
Have we attempted to have a sit-down meeting with parents about what this looks like moving forward and how they can co-parent and, share the time with Karen?
So I have not had an opportunity to speak to Mr. Mahindo about it, but I did talk to Ms. Kabuo about it, and we suggested they do co-parenting therapy classes, and it would be Ms. Kabuo and Mr. Mahindo. When I did mention it to Ms. Kabuo, she just felt that it was not appropriate for her to be doing parenting classes with him, because in her home, the parents are her and her husband. So she just felt like it was not appropriate, and it would be she just said it wouldn't be appropriate, and that it was against her culture for her to be in another room without her husband with another man, even though, he is the father.
Would her husband be willing to participate in that?
I could definitely talk to Ms. Kabuo about that. He also works JBS B shift, so he has the same schedule as Mr. Mahindo.
Mr. Mahindo, are you willing to do that or not?
To be honestly, ma'am, I don't have a problem, but I think Ms. Kabuo trying to put that situation between me and her, but I know her husband can agree with that, because he's a nice guy too. So I don't know. She's trying to put something like between her.
Well, my question is, would you be okay
Absolutely.
if he sat in on those?
Yes, I'll do that, ma'am.
The reality is he's going to be a part of the child's life. But I mean, I can order y'all to mediation, or y'all can have a family meeting and see if, parents can discuss what that would look like and what times she could be, with mom and dad, and, and see if there's any grounds of agreement there.
Oh, okay.
We've got some time. I mean, a little bit of time left. We will go to trial on this case June 18th. So, I mean, that's it. That's the time we have left. So I'd like St. Francis to sit down with parents and just see what they could discuss or come up with.
But ma'am, I don't have a lot to say about that thing that I need from my daughter, just to be close to her, because I didn't get this time before. So right now I got that chance to be close to her. She can go back to her mom, it's okay. But if she needs to come see me or I need to go see her, just I'm gonna be able to give me her then or whatever she can tell me that, oh, you have to bring my daughter back at this time. Yeah, it's okay. It's not a big deal to discuss about it. I agree with that. She can have her daughter back, but she have to give me just some little bit space to connect, to be connecting with my daughter. That's all.
Okay, well, I think it would be wise for St. Francis to sit down with parents and see what they can talk about as far as a schedule. Because I think we're obviously moving in that direction. All right, it looks like our interpreter is logged in now. And sir, we're about to wrap this up, but if you want to, you can start interpreting for the mother. Okay.
Okay.
Ms. Kincaid, do you have any questions and allow him to interpret?
We ready, Your Honor? Sorry.
Yeah, yes, sir. Mr. Hakizimana, if you'll interpret my question and then.
Definitely. I will.
Okay, has Miss Kabuo completed her service plan?
Kabuo alimaliza servisi yake au plani yake ya servisi?
For what was originally ordered, yes.
Ndiyo alimaliza.
So really the only thing we're trying to get through is the therapy sessions.
Kitu chenyewe ambacho tuko tunafanya sasa hivi ni upande wa therapy tu.
Yes, that's correct.
Ndiyo.
Has St. Francis looked at increasing Miss Kabuo's visitation time?
Unaona Francis aliendelea au alionyesha juhudi ya kuona mtoto?
Yes, we do think that it would probably be best for us to do maybe more days, just because it would benefit them better.
Ndiyo aliendelea na aliongeza juhudi na itakuwa salama tutakapoendelea na kuongeza sawa.
When you get that increased schedule, do you mind passing it along to my office, please?
Atakapoongeza juhudi, je, utakuwa na shida kunitumia niweke kwenye schedule kwamba amekuja au hatakuja?
Yes, I can.
Nitajaribu, nitakutumia schedule zake.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Hiyo ndio nilikuwa nayo, hakimu.
Okay, Ms. Zavala.
Zavela.
I have no questions at this time. Are you ready for my information?
Yes, ma'am.
Sina swali kwa sasa, ila uko tayari kusikia mambo yangu? Ndiyo.
I share Ms. Smith's concerns and recommendations regarding therapy.
Nilimwambia Mrs. Smith kuhusiana na mashaka yangu kuhusiana na therapy.
I do believe there has been progress with the visits.
Ni kweli ninakiri kwamba kulikuwa na mwongezeko wa kumuona mtoto.
But I also very much believe additional work is needed to develop that trust.
Ninaona na nina imani kwamba kungepatikana tena muda wa kuongeza juhudi ya kuona mtoto, itakuwa vizuri kwa mtoto.
I believe it would be a wonderful idea to include Miss Kabuo's husband in any co-parenting sessions.
Na ningependelea Mr. Kabuo, Miss Kabuo au angeshirikishwa na yeye kwa kila kitu kama hicho.
I think that could go a long way to creating trust and communication between the two households.
Hiyo inaweza kuwa mlango wa kufanya uaminifu au kuonekana kwa uaminifu kati ya familia.
I am hopeful that Ms. Kabuo is open to continuing work on building that trust with Karen.
Na nikiwa na imani kwamba Ms. Kabuo ataendelea kujenga hiyo imani katika familia.
And although we're moving slowly, it does feel like we're moving in the right direction.
Hata kama inaonekana tunaenda polepole, lakini naona tunaenda polepole tukiwa na imani.
I am not opposed to increasing Ms. Kabuo's visitation.
Siko nasema kwamba sitaki Ms. Kabuo aendelee kuongeza kuona au juhudi ya kuona mtoto. Sijapinga hilo.
But based on my communication with Karen's therapist and Karen herself, I do believe that those should remain supervised at this point.
Kuhusiana na mazungumzo niliyofanya na mtherapist Karen, nimeona ni vizuri kuongezwa kwa session hizo, kwa therapist hizo, kuongeza juhudi kidogo.
Additionally, Your Honor, I know that Karen has spoken to you previously, and she has indicated to me that she would like to speak with you again.
Alafu Mheshimiwa Hakimu, niongea na Karen hivi karibuni. Alisema aliongea na wewe mwanzo na angependelea kuongea na wewe tena ili mara ya pili.
And that is all that I have for today.
Na hilo ndilo nilikuwa nayo kwa leo.
Ms. Zavala, I'll have Ms. Katie get with your office and we'll get something scheduled.
Heli nitamwambia tuangalie kwa ofisi ni lini tunaweza kuonana naye.
All right, then I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator.
Naendelea kwa department ya conservative manager.
I find that parents are in compliance with their service plans.
Je, uliona wazazi wako sawasawa na plani tuliyoiweka?
I'm not going to find a continuing danger to the child to return her home at this time, but we obviously have some things we need to work through to get there, but I'll let you go ahead and interpret.
Sitotaka kuendeleza mambo kama hivi, lakini ningependelea kuangalia jinsi hivi mpya ya kufanya.
So it's not a danger, but we have some practical problems we've got to work through, like father's work schedule.
Sio kwamba ni kitu cha hatari sana, lakini lazima tuangalie jinsi ya kufanya mkakati wa watu kuonana au schedule kuonana.
The question whether mother's husband will participate in some co-parenting.
Kwa swali ya kujua kwamba labda mama alikuja kwenye hiyo mikutano.
So it's really more an issue of addressing those problems?
Ni kusema ukweli ni swala nyeti kidogo, linapaswa kuongelewa kwa sababu wazazi lazima wawe pamoja kwa mikutano hii.
I want St. Francis to have a family team meeting with the parents to start talking about what ultimately this would look like when Karen goes home.
Ningeomba Francis wapate mkakati wa jinsi ya kufanya kwa hili, ili waangalie mtoto atakaporejea itakuwa inaonekanaje.
Mimi nina neno.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Ndio.
Bwana yangu iko hapa.
My husband is here.
Labda naye anaweza kaongea kama atakuwa kwa hiyo therapist ambayo wanasema.
Maybe he can confirm that he will be in a therapist session.
Is he willing to do that?
Je, ungependa iwe hivyo?
Wanasema kama utakubali kufanya therapist mie na wewe na Karen.
Ndio. Yeah. Okay, sawa. Ndio.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Ndio, asante.
Okay, everybody needs to be mindful that June 18th is our trial date.
Lazima kila mtu aweke kwenye kichwa yake tarehe 18 mwezi wa 6 tutakuwa mahakamani kwa kesi hii.
The dismissal date is June 26th.
Kumaliza kesi hii itakuwa mwezi wa 6 tarehe 28.
So I think we need to be talking about reunification plan along with this family team meeting as well. I think
Ni vizuri tuanze kuongelea kuhusiana na kuungwa kwa familia tena kupitia hawa watu wote ambao wamefanya timu moja.
All right, then I will see everyone back June 18th, 2026.
Nitaonana na kila mmoja tarehe 18 mwezi wa 6.
Ms. Powell, let me know if you all need a referral to mediation.
Mtanijulisha kwamba labda mnaweza kuhitaji mtu wa kuwa katikati yenu ili awasaidie kuungana.
All right, thank you all. Everybody's free to go. I appreciate it.
Asante sana, kila mmoja anaruhusiwa kuenda.
Y'all have a good rest of your day.
Muwe na siku njema.
Thank you, Judge.
Asante, Judge.
Judge, I'm going to log off. I need to take my car to the shop, and then I'll be back for the 12 o'clock hearing.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. I'll be back.
All right, thank you, sir. We appreciate your help this morning.
Thank you. I'm sorry the technical problem was very weird.
That's okay. We sometimes just have those days and we have problems, but I appreciate you getting logged in.
Okay, thank you.